My name is Julie Wendt. I am a licensed nutritionist. And so, what that basically means is that I have a master's degree in integrative nutrition. I've done, passed a national test, completed other licensing, like 1,000 hours of supervised study. I've got training, I've ongoing educational requirements. And so I think it's an important piece to understand in this field because there's a lot of people online talking a lot about various nutrition concepts and making recommendations. And I think it's important that people understand, the training involved and what your provider is offering. So I wanted to go into a little detail on the licensing because that does sort of set me apart from a lot of the influencers that people might be following on social media. Nutrition is a very complex, broad field, and it's something that I really love about it. I feel so passionate and so driven to understand as much of it as I can, because I really want to be able to help my patients feel better. So, I've been studying it for a long time, and I actually have to kind of set limits for myself on how much training and things that I do because I can kind of get a little too much of that. The topics that I come back to again and again are around gut health. So I have a lot of training in gut health, addressing functional digestive disorders. I think a lot of people would say would be more like irritable bowel syndrome or, things that their doctor hasn't found any specific structural reason for. Oftentimes, through my specialized testing and analysis, we can kind of optimize digestion and help people feel a lot better, not just with GI, but also, all the other ways that compromises in that really important foundation can ripple throughout the rest of your body. So, gut health is always an anchor of what I do and a constant thing that draws my attention to study more and understand as much as I can. And the other piece that I have advanced training in is in healthy brain aging and cognition. So, using diet and lifestyle to help optimize how our body works and how our experience of our mood and our mental health and our cognitive capacity can be impacted by things that are getting in the way of creating the ideal environment for our brain to function within. So, in some ways it's kind of interesting because I think it may feel on the surface like those are not connected areas at all, but actually they are intricately intertwined. So this connection between the gut and the brain is a huge area of focus for me, and using the research and our understanding of how these two really important organ systems work together has been just very helpful for a lot of my patients. So gut, brain, and their connection is, sort of the overall theme of where my specialty lies. Well, basically my own personal health journey landed me in the spot that I am in right now. And I find that having experienced things and had some struggles myself really helps me relate to and connect with people that are experiencing similar concerns. So life led me here. I just kind of realized in a very real way how important what you eat is to how you feel. And it really showed up throughout my young adult life and into, my family life. And so it just became this really clear message that I, I needed to pay attention to. So I have a master's in integrative health and nutrition. And from there, started to specialize in understanding more about gut health. I studied with Alison Seebecker, who is an expert in the field of IBS, working with SIBO and functional gut disorders. Um, and I am a part of an ongoing gut-based nutrition cohort where we review research together and kind of collaborate in that specific space, which is really helpful. Um, I also have training specifically in reversing cognitive decline associated with Alzheimer's disease and Dale Bredesen's program. Um, when I first got out of school, I was working with a geriatrician, and so, this became an area of focus. I also have a personal history in my family around Alzheimer's disease and find, I was naturally drawn to that topic. So, um, I work with his protocol through his trainings, and I am currently in a mentorship program with Dr. Dan Kalish, who is kind of working with providers around advanced lab interpretation and mentorship around biochemistry and how to create a treatment map. So that's been really supportive and really helpful. Um, and then, just various um, specific topics that I get into depending on what my patients are presenting with. So, um, vagal nerve study, like the impact of that and optimization towards that, just all sorts of topics like that that are kind of related, but a little more one-off. The first thing that comes to mind for me is a partnership. So that's really how I was trained, was to think about my therapeutic presence. And the school that I trained at was initially a school for acupuncture. And they had this saying, which has really stuck with me because I think it's so interesting. Um, as part of our training, we were told to be the needle. So I don't have needles, I don't have medications, right? I have a therapeutic relationship that I can develop and create a space for healing in a way that, even if you look into research, is very critical to the process of getting anybody better, right? So I hope that my patients really feel that that is one of my main priorities, is to develop a partnership and helping them be seen in a space that allows them to be vulnerable. Because, even though we might be talking about a gut disorder and we might be talking about how to address that, whenever we talk about food and how we care for ourselves, it can be a very personal reflection of what's going on in our emotional life or in our history. And so I know that the path towards healing involves this multidimensional aspect of what it means to be human. And so I really try to carry that forward in a way that is very grounded in test results. I love doing testing, so my patients will feel like they know why they're doing what they're doing, and they know how long they need to do it for, and what the overall process is going to be like. So, I want my patients to be informed. I want them to be a part of the process, and I want them to know that I am going to keep working with them on their behalf until they get to where they want to be with their health and well-being. There is so much data to understand around how to help people feel better that I am really grateful to be working in a time when we have ways to use technology where we can apply our skill set, our training, and get to a way of interpreting and making an assessment that is supported by the power of technology. So from using, functional labs and specific markers to help guide my decision making to, helping see changes over time and reflecting, symptom pictures in a quantitative way. These are things that make us better providers, and it's really helpful to be able to rely on technology just to help keep all of the data and the information in good order so that I can provide the best possible care. I want my patients to be hopeful that they can get better, and I want them to really appreciate the capacity for their body to heal and find that balance that helps them do the good work that they want to do in the world, whatever that is, whether it's a mom who wants to be a better parent or however you show up. So I think it's important that we remember that while our bodies are very complex, that there is a real need to provide the foundational support that we know the body needs in order to function and function well, and allow the healing to take place. And so while it may be a journey, it may take time, we know how to provide support for the body so that it works better. And we start at the cellular level, we start at the gut. And as we build that foundation, that stronger foundation, um, really the miraculous healing capacity of your body will kick in and you will feel better. And we want to remain in that place of openness and curiosity and learning, because ultimately, that's the work of getting better, is learning what your body is asking for and delivering that so that your body can really function the way it was designed.